it's not Halloween Horror Nights if it doesn't rain on opening weekend. But we're gonna get through it. We're not gonna go anywhere. This year we're set up for the most amazing Halloween Horror Nights that we've had yet. We have 10 incredible haunted houses, 5 amazing scare zones, live shows, and more. But this year we're setting a record for the most Halloween Horror Nights ever. 48 nights of screams. Yeah. And we have the biggest, and I mean the biggest names in the horror genre. But here at Universal Orlando, what we love the most is creating those terrifying original content stories. And let's start with the original content haunted houses. First, we have The Darkest Deal. Yes, please. The Darkest Deal is that age-old story of wanting fame and selling your soul to the collector. And that house is doing just that. We see our musician Pine Straw Spruce. He's a blues man in the Mississippi Delta. He wants that fame, and when we enter that house, he's selling his soul to the collector. And as we take his journey to his rise to fame, the collector is possessing everyone on his route. And when he gets to the big stage and he's having that moment of fame, he strums one chord and our collector comes and takes his soul. Then you're thrust into a hellscape, a musician's hellscape, where you see all of those that the collector has taken before and our friend Pine Straw, and you're gonna meet the most demonic collector of all. Will you survive The Darkest Deal? Next, we have Yeti Campground Kills. Yes! Yes! This is our third installment of the Yeti. Some of you remember Slaughter Cinema, where we had Swamp Yetis. Yes, give it up for the Yeti. Then we had Yeti Terror in the Yukon. Now Yeti is at a 1950s campground. This is our dark comedy house. We have a family of Yeti this year. Yep, you're gonna see a baby Yeti, you're gonna see Mama Yeti, you're gonna see a little teenage Yeti and Daddy Yeti. Of course, they are going through this campground, tearing everyone from limb to limb. It's really great fun. Yeah, and that's Yeti Campground Kills. Next, we have Blood Moon, Dark Offerings. Yes, in its simplest form, this is a colonial era kill cult. Everyone is praising, in this cult, is praising the Blood Moon. And anyone who does not follow their fellowship, they are murdering because they must make a totem to the Blood Moon. And that totem exists of the body parts of those non-followers. The Blood Moon has risen, and we must follow. Next, we have Dueling Dragons, Choose Thy This was an amazing attraction at Islands of Adventure when we first opened. And what was even more amazing about this attraction was its queue line and the story that went with it. So for Halloween Horror Nights 32, we're telling a more horrific story, but you're gonna see that story of Merlin trapped in the enchanted oak. He set a spell on his spell book so that these two competing warlocks, Pyrock and Blizzrock, the fire warlock and the ice warlock, wouldn't take over his realm. And we're following them, trying to protect Merlin's book. But as Pyrock and Blizzrock both compete to get that book, Merlin has set a spell to turn them into these wicked fire-breathing dragons. We meet the ice warriors, the fire warriors, the ice skeletons, the fire skeletons, and yes, you must choose fire or ice at the end. There are 4 different endings to this haunted house. Yes! And to round out our original content houses, we have Dr. Oddfellows Twisted Origins. We have brought an iconic character back to Halloween Horror Nights. And in this story, this whole year, you're gonna follow Dr. Oddfellow's path to immortality. And in this original haunted house, He is in the Dust Bowl era of the United States in the 1930s. He set up this twisted, demented, dark circus, hiring all these murderous clowns and twisted acts of distortion just so that he can kill anyone that comes into his circus to gain the immortality he needs to rule this world. The reason this title has an plural on the end is because this is not only a part of Dr. Oddfellow's origin story, but there's another person icon that we all love that is connected to Dr. Oddfellow. We all know who he is. It is Jack the Clown. And this also tells Jack the Clown's part of his origin story. You're gonna see Jack in this house a few times, but the biggest moment is you're gonna see when Oddfellow kills Jack the Clown and Jack is stuffed in the box. We all know what happens after that, right? So those are our original content haunted houses. But again, like I said, this year we have the biggest and best intellectual properties in the horror genre. And we're gonna start with Universal Monsters Unmasked. Yes, Universal Pictures created the classic monster. And every year we get to create such cool original stories with these classic monsters. From the Bride of Frankenstein Lives to the Mummy, Dracula and Wolfman fighting over one amulet. This year is no different. This year, in the one night in Paris, this collection of maniacal monsters comes together to cause mayhem in the city of Paris. The Phantom of the Opera is stealing your face to make a skin face for himself. The Hunchback is cursing and going after everyone in the corridors of London, in the alleyways of London. The Hyde character, this bigger-than-life monster, is ripping everyone apart. And of course, the Invisible Man makes an appearance as he strangles his way through the streets of Paris. Next, we have Chucky, Ultimate Kill Count. Yeah, so in the sci-fi series of Chucky, it lends a little meta approach, right? He's very self-aware of what he does and how he does it. So we here at Universal wanted to celebrate Chucky, celebrate all those amazing kills in his entire franchise and on the Sci-Fi Network series. And so we purchased about 250 Chucky dolls. We put them in our haunted house, but we did one thing that maybe we shouldn't have done. We invited the real Chucky here to our haunted house, and he said, "What the? You're not really killing anybody? I'm gonna put horror back in Horror Nights, and I'm gonna kill everybody, possessing all your dolls, possessing your 8-foot-tall mascot of me, and have everyone that comes through Halloween Horror Nights become one of my ultimate kill count." I don't know if we make it out of that house because I've met the real Chucky. I'm really happy I'm alive. Maybe it's my red hair. I don't know. Next, we have the Exorcist Believer. Yes! This is one of the first times we're creating a living, breathing trailer for a film that comes out 6 weeks after we open, right? The Exorcist Believer comes out on October 6th. And we open tonight this amazing living trailer. You're gonna follow Angela and Catherine's you're gonna follow their path of becoming these demonic little girls. We're gonna go into the demon world. You're gonna go into the exorcism, and you yourself will be possessed by the demon as you try to make your way out of this amazing trailer for the Exorcist Believer. Next, Stranger Things. Woo! We are so happy that Stranger Things is back at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. This will be our third installment of Stranger Things. This is based on season 4. When we watched this season, we were like, ooh, this is right for a haunted house. We're gonna follow Vecna's curse. You're gonna see the very first person that he cursed, Chrissy, broken apart and strapped to the ceiling of Eddie's trailer. Then you're gonna follow Max's curse. You're gonna go into the mind of everyone Vecna's cursed. And you're gonna follow his curse to the end to see 11 and Vecna battle it out. Who wins? Well, we'll have season 5 to really tell us. And then there's the last. Yes! The Last of Us.
Entrance I've ever had. Yesterday during rehearsal, they're like, so we're going to bring you on. It's going to be this dramatic thing, and then we're going to strobe the hell out of the room, and you're going to appear. And here we are. And here's Neil Druckmann. How about that? Woo! So I guess it's no secret how this collaboration began. Literally, something really great came from social media.
Yeah, I was here with my family, who's somewhere out there. At this park about 2 years ago, just gushing over rides and tweeting about it, and someone replied to me and was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Oddfellows was part of Halloween Horror Nights? And I was like, I wonder if I put a tweet out there, or X, whatever
it is now.
If it'll reach someone, and then they'll take it to their boss, and they'll take it to their boss, and someone will start a conversation, and maybe it'll happen. I didn't believe that within 24 hours, Mike DM'd me, and he was like, dude, this would be so cool, let's do this thing. And I was like, F yeah, can I drop it? I won't drop it. F yeah, let's do this. And we hit the ground running pretty fast. Like less than 2 years ago, we had that conversation, and the house is open tonight.
Woo! It is an unbelievable experience. If you are a fan of this video game like we are, again, this is celebrating its 10th anniversary as one of the greatest video games of all time. And I'm not afraid to say that because it is. And this experience is something that you're going to absolutely love if you love this game. You are on this journey with Ellie and Joel, and you're with them every step of the way. Laura and the team have created an absolutely fantastic experience. The collaboration with Neil and the Naughty Dog team has been one of the most greatest collaborations we've ever had. The ability to talk freely with this group and ask for basically the world in assets. And
the collaboration has been such an honor and a pleasure. It's like, really we spent some time outlining the sequence. We really want the guests to go on a journey, like Mike was saying, with Ellie and Joel, going through Pittsburgh, crashing at the beginning, making your way through it, through the sewers, ending with the suburbs. I'm spoiling too much of it.
No. You can say anything you want, Neil.
But again, on behalf of everybody at Naughty Dog, this has been such an honor. It's been so cool. I got to see it yesterday. It's freaking awesome. If you're a fan of the game, you're going to be inside the game.
Yes.
So we cannot wait for you to experience it. Thank you all for being here. And Laura, it is all yours once again.
Thank you both
Thank you so
very much. Very much. Thank you. Like they said, The Last of Us is incredible and our collaboration was amazing. You're gonna see hunters, runners, clickers, stalkers, bloaters. Say that 5 times fast. It's pretty sweet. But we don't just have 10 incredible haunted houses, right? There's so much more to Halloween Horror Nights. The show. Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream. Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream is back for its 3rd installment. It's a new dreamer. It's hotter, if you can believe it. It's sexier. I've seen it, if you can believe it. Yes. And it's bigger than ever before. There's more fuel girls, more illusions, more dancing, more aerialists. It's an incredible show, and you can't miss it. Then we have 5 terrific scare zones, and this year the scare zones are tying that incredible story of Dr. Oddfellow. You're gonna go on his journey of becoming immortal, because that's why he's brought you all here. That's why you're here, because you love fear. And his journey starts in the Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror. This is in our Central Park area of the park. This is where Oddfellow finds the glowing green skull that, as most of you know, becomes the top to the cane of Sauls. When this explorer Oddfellow found this skull, he knew it had powers. He could feel the powers. He could feel himself changing. But so in the jungle, he harnessed those powers. He twisted jungle beings and tropical things together to create these horrific creatures. And these horrific creatures are just coming after everyone, because the more souls he takes, the more immortality he feels. That's the Jungle of Doom. But once we pass the jungle, and that's in the 1920s, and the 1930s, he went to the Dust Bowl era of the United States and collected all those demented clowns and twisted all those Zodiac creatures. He had to have some place to put those things, right? And that is Shipyard 32, Horrors Unhinged. It's Dr. Oddfellow's Shipyard, where he sent all of these monsters to be kept for when he needed to unleash them. And on this night, he's unleashing those beasts, and no one will make it out of there alive. It is a bloodbath. But for you super fans, there's some Easter eggs in this zone. Maybe Oddfellow has been manipulating us, the creators of this event, the whole time. Maybe he's kind of gotten into our minds and made us create these monsters that we've seen before. Tooth fairies, chupacabras, demons. Maybe he's been a part and working us the whole time. And that is Shipyard 32, Horrors Unhinged. Next, we have Vamp 69, Summer of Blood. Yes! We love our Vamp series, right? We started in 1955, where we dropped a horde of vampires on a homecoming parade. Then we went to 1985, where we dropped that horde of vampires on a New Year's Eve celebration. Now, Dr. Oddfellow has befriended a horde of vampires in New York, and he wants to drop that horde of vampires right in to a music festival in 1969. If you all saw those previous scare zones, Vamp 55, Vamp 85, you knew it had sweet, sweet BGM, right? We leaned into the era of the Vamp story. Well, this year is no different. You're gonna hear the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, you're gonna hear all the songs, you know, that my grandparents loved. You're gonna hear all those songs with blood-curdling screams over it. And another Easter egg for all of you super fans. Watch for the people in the zone. You may see Dr. Oddfellow in each of these zones, as he can twist himself into any being he wants to be. And the last part of Dr. Oddfellow's journey to immortality was the Dark Zodiac. So, an icon we all know and love thought he killed Dr. Oddfellow many, many decades ago. But he didn't. Dr. Oddfellow, being immortal, went to the realm of the Zodiac. And when he was in the realm of the Zodiac, he found that if he twisted every single Zodiac creature, he could have every being in the world fall to him and make him the most immortal being in the universe. And so he did just that. Dark Zodiac, all of your Zodiac signs are twisted into these diabolical creatures. You're gonna wanna take a picture with your Zodiac, I'm pretty sure. So, we have all this amazing content, and it culminates in our Dr. Oddfellow's collection of horrors. Dr. Oddfellow is going to welcome everyone to Halloween Horror Nights every single night. He's sending you on his journey of immortality. He wants you to follow his path. He's here, he's now, but ultimately he wants you to be a part of his collection.
Fear. I sense it here in this room. Oh, there's no hiding it. I see you, shaking in fear, yet begging for more. And if it's more that you want, then surely there's something that I could do for you. Most people try to avoid the dark. I like to show them what's inside. You practically worship those who stood here before me. Doctors, directors, even clowns. Ah, but I don't want your worship. No, I want what you want. You desire fear. Good. You want to feel its power. You long for immortality. I offer all of that and more. For a grand price, of course. What does it take to be amongst my collection of souls? Why, your very soul indeed. A fair price to Dr. Oddfellow, don't you think?